Hey guys, how's it going? Like Butter here, and today I'm going to be bringing you a video on the new weapons that are in the base of operations. I had a couple people on my stream asking if I would do a review on the weapons and items that are in here, so I thought I would do that. So let's go into the base of operations and see what they have. Now, I peeped this a little bit earlier, so I kind of have an idea of what they're offering. If you don't know, every single Friday they switch these, and you can use Phoenix credits to buy stuff. So I thought I would check it out. This is the Police T821. It is a 204 weapon. It costs 825 Phoenix credits. You have a military M60 here. Looking at the talents, not very good. And there's a 182 SOCOM SCAR L with responsive, meticulous, and destructive. I want to talk about the SOCOM SCAR L because I actually have one of these that is a 182, and it has brutal, deadly, and destructive on it, and the gun still feels pretty weak. I'm not sure if it's because I had like the wrong attachments on it because I was putting SMG attachments on it, but the stability was really rough. It had a decent damage output, but nothing compared to, like, you know, rapid fire on an SMG. The M60, obviously, until light machine guns get buffed, there's really no reason to buy this. And the Police T821, I definitely don't think this is a great weapon. It does have vicious and deadly, which is kind of nice, but the crit hit chance is pretty low, 21%. So let's go ahead and buy this.
Nice doing business.
But I don't think this is a super good weapon. But what we'll do is we'll we'll put the attachments on and see what we get. So I'm assuming that this is going to be very much like the Midas. And the reason the Midas isn't a great pick right now in the Dark Zone is because, well, it doesn't output a lot of damage. It has a slow fire rate. It's extremely inaccurate. So I'm assuming this is going to be a little bit of the same. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that this is the, version of the Uzi, or version of the Midas that doesn't have set talents. Well, it does have set talents because it shows you, but this weapon, if you had a blueprint for this, you could just, roll it. But anyways, okay, so let's put an underbarrel on. I'm going to put on a flash hider because you do need a little bit of that accuracy. Let's do that one. And I'm going to put headshot damage, critical hit chance. That's good. Let's do that. Okay, magazine size and weapon damage. We're going to end up doing fire rate because you need fire rate. If you're going to roll this weapon, you need to have fire rate. So yeah. All right. So here's what the weapon looks like. Take it out right here so you guys can see. So it looks exactly like the Midas, except it has, obviously it's not gold, and it has a stock on it. So let's shoot it here and see how it is. Okay, so you can see the stability. The horizontal stability is kind of difficult. It's kind of hopping all over the place. It does have an extremely large mag, but you can see here, after a couple of shots, it just kind of goes crazy. Now, if you're up close, it might be kind of nice, but even with 27.5%, fire rate, increase. Look at this thing. This thing's just hopping all over the place. So maybe you want to put a small grip on it instead. I don't have it, because I use the AUG, and the AUG doesn't have this much kick. But you can just see the difference between this and then, like, how accurate the AUG stays. The horizontal stability is what's really starting to, like, kind of make me sick. Now, it does have vicious and deadly, so if you absolutely 100% need a SMG, it wouldn't be an awful pickup, but I just don't think that the Uzis are viable in this game because of the slow fire rate. The fire rate is just terrible. It's so unbelievably slow, so the damage output's just naturally going to be, a lot lower than what you're going to get on an AUG or a Vector. However, it does have a very large clip, 63 bullets, so I'm assuming with like a 102.5, you could get it up to like 65 or something like that. I think my magazine size is 97%, something like that, so that's definitely a plus. The unfortunate part about it is if you're hip firing, by the time you get to the end of that clip, you're most likely going to, you know, not be able to do much because it's going to be hopping all over the place. Now, if you look, the hip fire accuracy is really good. So I could use this on hip firing if you're doing a hip fire accuracy build like I do. Obviously, this is just kind of a PC thing. It's so hard to do on console. You can see it stays pretty steady. It actually wouldn't be too bad. But aiming, oh my gosh, just like you kind of have to fight the recoil. So yeah, the stability is just really, really bad. I would consider, if you are going to use this, to try to get maybe an underbarrel that gives you stability and horizontal stability. But, you know, then again, you're going to be killing your DPS by not having any stats on that. So yeah, definitely don't think the gun is very good. I think it's okay. But definitely not worth 826 Phoenix credits. I would save your Phoenix credits this week, boys, honestly. However, you can get the first wave Vector blueprint, which I'm not a huge fan of the Vector. I think the clip's a little bit too small. You can get that in the DZ03 vendor. I'm going to do a video coming up soon to give my opinions on the first wave Vector. But, yeah, let me go back real quick and just see if there's any other gear that you might want to check out. Let me see here. So, there's a Spec Ops bag here with technical increased skill power by 13.5% while signature skill is active. Words are hard today, apparently. It looks like this is kind of just not very good. Operator pack, specialize, adds 13% of firearms and stamina to skill power. That's not an awful talent if you're running, if you really have like no skill power at all. That might be good. Armor, bleed resistance, mobile cover, health, and support station duration. Like, that's just so bad. Those skill attributes are awful. So 182 operator holster. Damage taken during cover to cover is regenerated over 5 seconds when reaching the destination. No one really even uses that feature, although it's a really cool feature. At least I know I don't. So yeah, I don't think that's very good. Protection from elite, smart cover duration. Yeah, it's just really, like, a lot of the stuff here is just really bad. There are 204 tactical gloves here, which aren't very good. They're electronics. They have decisive, which you want Savage on your gloves. We found out today that Savage does actually add 13% on top of your crit, which is insane. I thought it was multiplicative, like 13% of what you already have. So say if you had, like, you know, 40%, it would be 40 times 0.13. But you know, it ends up being 13% more. So you want to have Savage on your gloves. So right now with the Sentry nerf, I'll make a video on this coming up. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do 4 Sentry. Excuse me, not 4 Sentry. I'm going to do 4 Strikers, and then I'm gonna do 2 high-end items. My 2 high-end items are gonna be my gloves and my mask. I'm going to get rejuvenated on my mask because instant bullets are so common in the Dark Zone now. To be able to remove that debuff by using a medkit is going to be huge. There's a lot of situations where sometimes you just don't have the time to pop alt or anything like that because you may be, you know, you may get taken by surprise and get caught on fire by instant bullets, disrupts, you know, any type of status effect besides shock. I don't know why it doesn't work for the shock. Even after you're done being in the animation, if you use it, it doesn't remove it right away. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to get a 204 face mask and 204 gloves, which in DZ02, by the way, guys, there are 204 firearms and stamina gloves. You guys might want to go and, you know, check that out. Maybe we'll roll 1 pair of gloves right now before the stream, or sorry, before the video ends. Let's see, Savage. Oh, asks to LMG damage, crit hit damage, pistol damage. That's really bad. What you're looking for here is you want critical hit damage, you want critical hit chance, And for the third talent, you could get health on kill. I'm such a huge fan of health on kill. In my opinion, health on kill is very necessary in the dark zone for many reasons. And then obviously you want to match your skill attribute here. I think those are the three best things. So you want savage, critical hit chance, critical hit damage, and health on kill, and then whatever skill you're using. I think that's just the best you can get if you're doing damage, DPS overall. Well, most of the gloves are going to give you DPS anyways, so that wouldn't be too bad. But yeah, this roll sucked. The crit hit damage is kind of nice, but that's a low percent there. I think you can get up to like 37. The LMG damage is just so useless. Pistol damage, useless. I don't use Seeker Mine. So I would have to reroll this. As to, I think, I don't know how you say it, the first 3 bullets of your magazine have 10% higher chance to do critical hit. That's not awful, but nothing compared to Savage, you know, because Savage, you're doing 13% higher crit, you know, all the time on enemies that aren't in cover. And let's be honest, enemies are usually not in cover. That's when you're going to need the extra crit hit damage. If they're in cover, you're most likely behind them and you don't even need the extra crit damage anyways. You're just going to melt them in like half a second. But yeah. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll talk to you next time. Take care, everybody.